Namaste, good evening, and good morning to everyone tuning in from various parts of the world. Welcome to Rhythms of India, a benefit concert for Amrita-Seattle's Live to Serve Fall Fundraising campaign collaboration with Pandit. Okay. Sorry about the technical difficulty. Namaste, good evening, and good morning to everyone tuning in from various parts of the world. Welcome to Rhythms of India, a benefit concert for Amrita Fall fundraising campaign presented in collaboration with Pandit Divyang Vakil, Anga Academy, and Taalim School of Music. My name is Asta. I'm a student of Anga Kathak Academy, and I will be your host for the evening. Let me begin by sharing a little about Amrita-Seattle and their work. Amrita-Seattle is a nonprofit based out of Seattle, Washington that serves both globally and locally. It was founded by Dr. Sujit and Sampapal in 2010 and built on the slogan Live to Serve and the mission End Generational Poverty. Amrita-Seattle serves vulnerable children living in utmost rural and isolated parts of India, ranging from the snow-capped Himalayas in Ladakh and Nepal to the dense mangrove island forests of Sundarbans and other parts of rural Bengal. Amrita-Seattle provides children with a lifetime of support from elementary to employment by serving them with stable education, healthcare, advocacy, and support. From sending a child to school to providing them with access to daily tutorials and classroom supplies, healthy hot meals, building joyful reading spaces and learning centers to doctors' checkups, running health camps and wellness campaigns, and doing home visits, Amrita Seattle provides children with everything they need every step of the way to not just survive, but truly thrive. In addition to its work in rural India, Amrita Seattle has relentlessly, for the past 11 years, served healthy hot meals to at risk homeless youth and young adults in the King County area at Teen Feed, Roots Shelter, and various tent cities. Their massive efforts for preparation in the COVID times earned them the COVID Hero Award. In 2020, Amrita Seattle has served 1,800 plus hot meals so far. Please make a gift to Amrita Seattle so that they can continue to deliver their life saving work for vulnerable communities now more than ever. The donation link is displayed on screen. You can donate at any time during the event using the link. With that, I bring to you Amrita Seattle's relentless spirit of live to serve.
This is stanza Nima. We met Nima when she was 8, the day her father came looking for help. He feared for her and the heavily abusive environment she was facing at her boarding school. Nima represents one of so many children who must endure a severe lack of parental care, who live without access to basic necessities and educational support, and are often led into lives of domestic labor. These children deserve everything that all children deserve in order to survive and thrive. 10 years ago, when Shujit and Shampapal founded Amrita-Seattle, they started small, trying to address a single aspect of this educational crisis in utmost rural India. Working within local schools, they distributed academic supplies and provided scholarships to a handful of vulnerable children living in the Himalayas and in the island of Sundarbans, West Bengal. Their commitment to selfless service and to transform a child's life gained trust and reputation in the community and began to expand. We established reading centers, implemented tutorials and meal programs, facilitated health camps, and led wellness campaigns. Our hard work produced results. Students achieved a 95% high school graduation rate, an 88% college graduation rate, and 100% employment placement. But beyond numbers, our biggest lesson learned was that education alone wasn't enough to help vulnerable children overcome the odds stacked against them. The gap in opportunity is too complex. Even when students have school supplies, many still struggle in the classroom, distracted by hunger, issues at home, and health. We realized that to truly change the trajectory of a child's life, we need to go deeper and focus on the child as a whole. So much of what we do at Amrita-Seattle goes beyond any metric. It's in the meals we have together, the doctor checkups, the study sessions, the psychosocial support, the road trips, the birthday celebrations, and so much more. We're providing something that every child in this world deserves, a childhood. Nima transitioned into our residential facility and a brand new school and began to receive the constant support, care, and love that all children should be receiving. It took time, but gradually she showed us her true confidence, her assuredness, and her great ability to make us all laugh.
Nima.
This is Nima today. Now she is thriving in middle school and aspires to become a veterinarian. That dream is now a possibility. When given everything they need to thrive, children can accomplish unprecedented success. Now is the time to build off of successes like Nima's. We present our bold new vision, the Amrita Center, a world-class facility that will contain the region's first early education center, state-of-the-art libraries and classrooms, computer labs, a counseling wing, a vocational training hub, an auditorium, a playground, and full boarding facilities. A place where kids want to grow up. Our promise is that in the next 5 years, we will have an Amrita Center operating in each of our sites and be taking on 300 children on an individualized pathway out of poverty. This is our key to ensuring that vulnerable children can exit generational poverty and become empowered. The Amrita Center will be a bold symbol of our deep commitment to the communities we serve and ultimately a bold vision in the development sector, an example for change makers around the world. Amrita-Seattle is built from the slogan, "Live to Serve." Will you join us?
It is my pleasure and honor to now introduce Sharmila Pal, the current CEO of Amrita-Seattle, to share what the slogan "Live to Serve" means for her.
Thank you all. Thank you all for being here this evening. Deeply grateful for your support for Amrita-Seattle. I, Sharmila Pal, am the current CEO of Amrita-Seattle since last spring. Before that, I was the program officer of Amrita-Seattle for 6 years and living in India most of the time at our project sites in Ladakh and Bengal. Before I got involved with Amrita-Seattle, my background had absolutely nothing to do with community development. My career was in chemistry and oceanography. Up through my high school and through my undergrad and grad school, I was a very box checker type of person. I was doing scientific research with world-renowned marine scientists, traveling on international oceanographic marine expeditions to the open ocean, sometimes for months at a time, collecting ocean water samples, working in a lab, doing research. I've spent 256 days at sea, and having been out to every single ocean with the world-renowned climate scientists and published in top-tier journals, and all that was great. But as I drew close to the completion of my dissertation, I felt that some piece was missing in the puzzle of life. I wanted to apply my skills to impact people, to make a difference. And yes, my research was focused on climate change, but it just felt so far removed from any concrete impact that I was doing. So upon graduation, I decided to take off and walk the Indian Himalayas solo to find life's meaning. And I crossed high Himalayan mountains, came across vast open valleys near the India-Tibet borders, lived in nomadic villages unknown to the rest of the world, and intimately saw the beauty of nature and the harsh realities of life. For it was amidst this fierce beauty and power that of the Himalayas and rural India that lay the vulnerability of people and children and communities due to severe lack of resources and basic necessities. I saw how people struggle to get the most basic of the basic resources that we take granted, and access to education and access to achieve your dreams and ambitions and aspirations. So it took a pursuit of 3 years for me to realize that selfless service is the meaning of life. So in 2014, I joined Amrita-Seattle, which my parents had started in 2010 to work with children living in utmost rural regions of Bengal. And I took that same work and spirit now to the Himalayas in Ladakh. And I'm proud to say that over the last 6 years, we have constructed children's libraries, joyful reading spaces, implemented high quality tutorials, nutrition programs, and facilitate multiple healthcare camps, wellness campaigns. We serve in places where at times the only access to villages is by trekking over 5,000-meter high mountain passes or crossing multiple rivers by dinghy boats or driving through the Himalayan wilderness for hours. No doubt the work is physically demanding and the need is endless. It is not a romantic life of saviorship. I think often what we see on media is a very oversimplified narrative of poverty, whereas in reality, it's true community development work is extremely raw, very difficult, it's emotionally taxing, and deeply human and organic. We serve children who come from utmost vulnerable and marginalized backgrounds who have faced abuse, alcoholism, dysfunctional parenthoods, poverty, forced labor, and live in some really harsh environments in some of the last frontiers of India. What works for one child doesn't work for the other. One might need extra tutorials in math while the other has severe psychosocial issues due to the abuse that they have faced. It is highly individualized, takes a lot of time, dedication, and sticking with the child every day of their life. It's what any parent would do. And that's what ultimately we're trying to do at Amrita-Seattle is to give children a healthy and stable childhood so that they can grow up to be independent and empowered adults who have come out of generational poverty. True community development does not require any more big innovative ideas. I think it needs to go back. What it needs is to go back to basic child rearing practices and give disadvantaged kids, marginalized kids, the same dignity and care that you would give to your own children. And like I said before, the process of raising kids is extremely difficult. It's very raw. It's tough. It's emotionally challenging, and there's really no exit strategy. But it is in times like this that we remind ourselves of our slogan, which is live to serve. And that's what Amrita-Seattle is built upon. So thank you all for being here today. And I really hope you enjoyed the concert. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was truly inspirational to hear, Sharmila Di. Thank you for sharing the mission and spirit with us. Let's get started with the concert now. I'm very excited to present two sets of incredible artists from the Anga Kathak Academy and Taalim School of Music, and a special live session with Pandit Divyang Vakil as part of this event tonight. Please feel free to use the chat feature to send virtual claps to our performers or any words you would like to write so we can read it and get really excited. To begin, we have our wonderful artist saying a few words of welcome to everyone joining in.
Namaste. Antara, please unmute.
Namaste everyone. Anga Kathak Academy is really honored to be a part of the fall fundraising event for Amrita-Seattle. And I had known Amrita-Seattle 10 years ago and I had performed in their first fundraising event that happened in Seattle in Ethnic Cultural Center. And over the years, I have seen them doing amazing work in various areas of healthcare, education, global relief, climate change, and to communities that are really affected and need your help and support. So I would really, after and especially during this time in this pandemic, when the whole world is gripped with the pandemic, and we really hope that you will help and support Amrita-Seattle in their mission of helping communities that really need your help and your healing touch. I kindly request everyone to please support the mission of Amrita-Seattle. Thank you.
Yes, and namaste on behalf of Taalim School of Indian Music. My name is Mike Lakshis, and I just want to thank Amrita-Seattle and Sharmila ji for bringing us into this event. I want to apologize for all the technical problems that started in the beginning. This is all my fault, so I'm really, really sorry about that. But hopefully the rest of this musical event will be really, really smooth. And the work that Amrita-Seattle is doing is really, really important. It's really amazing work. And we hope that you guys can all show your full support for their mission and for the fall fundraising campaign. And we're really excited for all the performances that are happening tonight.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. I would like to begin the concert with our first performance from the incredible dancers of Anga Kathak Academy. Antara Datta, or Antara Didi as I like to call her, is the artistic director of Anga Kathak Academy, which has branches in the Pacific Northwest, Northeast, Central Ohio, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She started learning Kathak at the tender age of 5 from Srimati Lakshmi Banerjee in Kolkata, India. She holds a double diploma in Kathak from the Bangiya Sangeet Parishad in Kolkata and the Prayag Sangeet Samiti in Allahabad, India. She believes that learning Indian classical dance is a lifelong experience and relentlessly strives for perfection. She has attended numerous workshops by the legendary Guru Pandit Birju Maharaj and continues to hone her skills during her annual visit to India from Vidushi Shashwati Sen and Pandit Birju Maharaj, and also at Mahagami Gurukul under Guru Parvati Datta. She's undergoing her Tal Vidya training under Guruji Pandit Divyang Vakil. Please join me in welcoming Antara Didi and students from the Anga Kathak Academy.
My first item is Adharam Madhuram, which talks about the praise of Lord Krishna. Adharam Madhuram, Vadanam Madhuram, Nayanam Madhuram, Hasitam Madhuram. His lips are sweet, his eyes are sweet, his face is sweet, his laughter is sweet. Everything about Lord Krishna is sweet. Adharam Madhuram.
चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं मधुराधिपते वेणुर्मधुरो वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरः वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरः पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरो पादौ मधुरो पादौ मधुरा पाणिर्मधुरा पादौ मधुरा नृत्यं मधुरम् नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं
The next item is purely technical, Chotal 12 beats time cycle. The next item is a Thumri, Dagara Chalata, written by Bindadin Maharaj, that talks about the love pranks of Krishna on Radha.
डगर चलत देखो डगर चलत देखो शाम करे गहिया गहिया रे डगर चलत देखो शाम करे गहिया गहिया रे डगर चलत देखो शाम करे गहिया गहिया रे डगर चलत देखो डगर चलत निर्भरन में गई पन घट को निर्भरन में देखो कहाँ श्याम नट खट को, देखो कहाँ श्याम नट खट को, हंसोनी रख मेरो मन खटे को, हंसोनी रख मेरो मन खटे को। आए अचानक चूनर झट क्यों, आए अचानक चूनर झट क्यों, गले लगाए लीन मोहे रहिया डगर चलत। देखो शाम करे गहिया, गहिया रे डगर चलत। देखो शाम करे गहिया, गहो कृष्ण को जाने न पाए, गहो कृष्ण को जाने न पाए, इन्हें आज हम नारी बनाए, इन्हें आज हम नारी बनाए। नच बेसर सिर चोटी गुथाए, नच बेसर सिर चोटी गुथाए। बिंदी भाल सारी पहनाए, बिंदी भाल सारी पहनाए। बिंदा कहत अद्भुत छवि बनिया डगर चलत। देखो शाम करे गहिया, गहिया रे 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 डगर चलत, डगर चलत, डगर चलत।
Wasn't that absolutely beautiful to watch? It was poetry in motion, is what I like to call it. Truly one of a kind. Thank you so much, Antara Didi and Anga Kathak Academy, for a wonderful performance. I would like to thank everyone for their contribution so far. If you have not donated yet, please do so with the link provided. If you are eligible for corporate matching, please match your gift amount so that you can double your impact. Thank you again for supporting Amrita-Seattle in any capacity. Up next, we have the talented tabla player Mike Lakshis from Taalim School of Music. A little about Mike and Taalim. Mike Lakshis has dedicated his life to absorbing and spreading the art of tabla. After playing guitar throughout his youth, he eventually received a bachelor's in music from Rutgers University. For the last 10 years, Mike has been studying and living with Pandit Divyang Vakil in a Gurukul style of training. He is a full-time teacher and manager of the Taalim School of Indian Music, serving diverse communities around New York City and New Jersey. While intensely pursuing the tradition of solo tabla playing, he also performs as an accompanist to Indian classical music and dance. Taalim School of Indian Music is the premier tabla school and Indian performing arts organization in the northeastern United States. Guided by renowned Indian music maestro Pandit Divyang Vakil, Taalim offers world-class professional Indian music performances, tabla sales, workshops, K-12 outreach, residencies, and formal instruction. Let us now watch the performance by Mike.
Namaste. I'm very happy to represent Taalim School of Indian Music at the Amrita-Seattle Fall Fundraising Campaign. This evening has been so wonderful, and it's my honor to present to you a tabla solo in Tal Tintal. Due to the nature of the recording process and me not having a live accompanist, I will be doing this in different sections. So you will have 3 different parts, beginning with kaida, then rela, and then at the end, fixed compositions. Thank you.
Now I'm going to play fixed compositions, beginning with a series of guts based on a Delhi Gharana composition, going like this. Next is a Lucknow Gharana composition, very famously played by Ustad Latif Ahmed Khan Saab. Now another Lucknow Gharana composition, played many times by one of my very loved tabla players, Pandit Sopan Chaudhary. And now, composition of Ustad Alalaka Khan Saab. Now, Tukara Lucknow, Tukara Frukabad, sorry.
Thank you, Mike, for that incredible performance. Such clarity and finesse. It was a joy watching you perform. I have a quick update for everyone. We have just received a text that Guruji couldn't make it for the live Q&A tonight due to urgent and unforeseen personal reasons. We were really looking forward to it, so we're all bummed. However, we have this video as his message to all of us. Let me introduce Guruji before we watch the video. Pandit Divyang Vakil, known as Guruji or respected teacher, is a Tabla guru, Indian rhythm composer, and teacher of philosophy. His expansive experience of over 35 years as a guru has produced innumerable music professionals. Guruji is immensely involved in the process of teaching and understands each of his students on a personal level as he guides them in their musical journey. No compromise is permitted when it comes to the musical progression and advancement of his students. Balancing the traditional Guru Shishya Parampara with the modern society, he has developed his own pedagogy for Tabla for today's students. All of the teachers at Taalim have received training on how to teach in his methodology from him. Let's watch the video.
Namaskar. First of all, I want to thank Amrita non-profit organization, Sharmila ji and all the trustees for inviting me. I am very happy to know about Amrita and the wonderful work they are doing to help underprivileged children. Today we have this event as a fundraising event for Amrita, led by Ankala Academy and Taalim School of Indian Music. I am very happy to be a part of it. I am asked to speak something on music. See, in today's stressful time of global pandemic, we really do need more music, as music heals us from inside. Music can stabilize us. So we really need music. Okay? What is music? Music is a language of God. Or you can say, music is a worship of an organized sound. See, in Indian mythology, if you see any devas or deities, they have some instrument with them. Yeah, like Lord Ganesh ji played Pakhavaj, Goddess Saraswati ji played Vichitra Veena, Krishna played Bansuri. So, no God without worshipping any musical instrument. Shiva played Damru, Narad ji played Tanpura and Singh. See? What does it mean? It means you cannot reach at the level of Deva, which technically higher level of consciousness, without worshipping music. If you see the philosophy, any philosophy of the world, some or other way, they talked about sound worship. They have different names, but they are talking for the same thing. Like Greek philosophy, the concept of pure sound, they call it logos. In Islam, they call it kalam-e-ilahi. In Bible, they call it word, the concept of word. In Vedic philosophy, we call it Nada Brahma, the concept of purified sound, or Omkar. Sant Mat, they call it Naam. So all these different names are talking for same thing, purified sound. And this purified sound is the reality of the world. Everything what exists has two elements, sound and rhythm. So when you worship rhythm and when you worship sound or nad, you are getting more and more connectivity with the reality of the world. And as I said earlier, music heals you from inside. So music is very needed and everyone should come forward, do more music, involve with music, and I am sure music will show its magic. Now I am going to recite few compositions in Tal Tin Tal, and my dear student Mike will play on Tabla. So enjoy few compositions. Tin Tal. Din din dana, din din dana, din din da taka din din dana, din din dana, din din dana, din din da taka. Dadrikada 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 tete kata dadrikada 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 da tete kata dadrikada 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 da tete kata dadrikada 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 da din din dana din din da ta taka din din dana din din. Dana, din din dana, din din da taka din. Dadrikada 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 dadrikat dadrikada dadrikada dadrikat dadrikat dadrikada dadrikada dadrikat dadrikat dadrikada 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 dadrikat dadrikat dadrikada dadrikada dadrikat dadrikat dadrikada dadrikada dadrikat dadrikat dadrikada 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 dadrikat dadrikat dadrikada dadrikada dadrikat dadrikat dadrikada dadrikada dadrikat dadrikat din din dana din din da taka din. Din din dana din din da taka din taka din na tak get taka din na ka taka din taka din taka taka din ka taka kita taka kita tak gina da tak get tak din gada na ka din gada na ka din gida taka taka din gada na ka din na din gada da din genta da Then genta da ka then genta da ka then genta da then Now, enjoy Shiv Paran. Din dana, din dana, din taka din jata juta bhasva anga bhole shankar har har dimaka bajata tal anga jhule mundamar tada damaru baje nata nateshwar nacha tragat tigena dikita daga dag shobhat hai chandrabal dhara dharat mahakar dhakirtak dumkirtak kran tadumkirtak dirkirtak gedan triget takita dimi kita dimi da tadumkirtak da tadumkirtak taka tadumkirtak dirkirda nada da tadumkirtak taka tadumkirtak dirkirda nada da tadumkirtak taka tadumkirtak dirkirda nada. Then
Wasn't that just wonderful to watch? Even though Guruji couldn't make it tonight, he made sure we got to learn from him and see the wonderful finale performance. Thank you very much for that. We will be continuing the Q&A session with Antara Didi and Mike, who have a lot to share from their many, many years of artistic experience. So over to you for the Q&A.
Thanks, Asta.
Okay. Let me get started with the questions here. This one is for Mike and it is about Tabla. As a Tabla and rhythm performer, when you hear the words rhythm of India, what's the first thing that comes into your mind?
The first thing that comes to my mind is what's called Kaherwa, which is
I think you're muted, Mike.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so the first thing that comes to my mind is always what I say, what's called Kaherwa Tal. So this is the rhythm cycle of many, like almost all of the music you hear in folk music, in Bollywood music, in semi-classical music. The tal is, the words of the tal are dhagena tinnaka dinna. Right, these are just the words, but when you hear it, it's dhagena tinnaka dinna, dhagena tinnaka dinna. So this is a rhythm that I think is like the backbone of a lot of the music of India. But then rhythm in India is also a very, very deep subject, because I mean, many cultures in the world have absolutely amazing masters and traditions that are completely unique and can't really be compared against. But the exploration that the many generations and the many different cultures that make up Indian culture as we think of it, they've studied rhythm in such a deep and expansive way that it's almost very difficult to conceive of it as one thing. There's, the deep study of the intricacy of rhythm in terms of how it can create an emotional effect. And so you hear that in all the different rhythm cycles and in the different what are called laya, in different working into the different speeds. But then you also have a huge repertoire of composition. I mean, the amount of compositions that have been made in different percussion instruments it's just no human brain could comprehend the amount of composition that's already been made. And the systems that were created open up the possibility to infinite creations as well. And beyond that, getting to what Guruji was talking about is the very, very deep spiritual connection with rhythm that's been developed over many generations of deep sadhana, which is the word of very intense study and practice and communion with your art. The understanding of rhythm is it's something that goes beyond words, and so these are the different things that come to mind when I think of rhythms of India.
It's interesting how spirituality is tied so closely to music and dance and art. I think that's what I've come to learn as well. Antara, I have the question for you next. You have been dancing for so many years. What has been the journey of Indian classical dance and also Indian classical music now that you're incorporating both of it in the last decade for you?
Yeah. The journey had been. It started all when I first started learning. So I can go back a few years behind. So it all started as learning as a extracurricular activity for me back in India. Then over the years I have developed a very deep for the art form, and I started working at it more, and it became a part of my life. So it is something that I would say as years went by and started understanding the art form very well. It felt like my identity. So I cannot live without dancing. I cannot live without this art form. It is a way of living for me. I breathe movements throughout the day. I breathe dance. So it's been a but the journey was very it's a beautiful but it is also very art. It requires a lot of practice. It's a very difficult journey. It's a lot of struggle. There are days when you feel like you want to give up. You really can't do this if you're not getting some step properly. But the inside, the passion in me always had let me go. I always flowed like a river in spite of all the challenges, all the obstacles that came on my path. I get all my happiness, my bliss. I can connect myself to the Almighty. So overall, the journey had been very beautiful, and I continue to strive forward. But it is also a very it's a difficult journey, definitely.
Yeah. Having known, I can confirm that all of what you said is true, and that I'm trying to learn the discipline and the way you dance for every day as well. So all of it is right. Now that I have the next question for you as well. For COVID-19, how has this impacted art and artists in India and around the world? What are the struggles that new and young artists and musicians are facing? And how have you overcome that?
Yeah. So artist community had been really affected with COVID. Suddenly, like for people whose profession is art, who need performances, so who perform and earn their livelihood from performances. For such artists, like suddenly, stopping performances everywhere, everything got stopped. So artist community was very badly affected, and it did have a have a mental impact on each one of us, even if we were not affected. If some artists are not affected financially, but it did have a mental impact from everyone. Everyone. So just there was a fear that when are we going to for artists, performing in front of a crowd, performing in front of public. It's a huge, we look for such opportunities. We want to showcase the talents. So this thing was very difficult in the beginning. But now with the technology, artists have started doing virtual programs everywhere, both in India and elsewhere. So there are good things that came out of it that we can reach a much larger audience. Previously, if there was a show in a certain city, we would just reach the audience of that city. But now with COVID and with virtual performances, we can reach people all over the world. So your talent spreads. You can share your whatever you have. You can share your art with the rest of the world just by sitting at home. So I feel there are pros and cons that came out of COVID. But one thing I would definitely say after this pandemic is over and we come out of this, then we are all artists are going to be a much stronger because we did go through a lot of pain during this period.
Absolutely, I agree, and I think this has also made us realize how important art is because in difficult times, all of us looked for solace in art. We all found comfort looking and admiring art. So, Mike, what are your thoughts on the same question?
Yeah, I mean, I agree very much with what Antara said. It's pretty much that everybody had to immediately scramble to create a new kind of medium for their performing and for their teaching, going online for classes, figuring out how Zoom and Skype and all these different technologies work, and teaching our students how to use them, and finding ways to connect with people, through digital spaces, kind of trying to be creative in finding ways to, give expressions and to receive expressions of the music. So like this idea of the live chat that we use is the place where now people are really feeling like this is the interactive portion, whereas it used to be just face to face and you could see everybody. So these are a lot of the things, and definitely every musician that I talk to, they, even if they had many skills in technology, they're learning a lot more. So that's also it's a good point that everyone's going to come out of this much stronger, more capable, and more connected into the digital spaces where the world is increasingly moving. So we're going to kind of, it's almost like forcing artists to become up to speed with the times. When we don't like to, we just like to stay in our room and play music. But no, it's like, no, you have to go on the internet now. You have to be a digital person.
Right, yeah, we're learning how to host a virtual concert as well.
Learning is the key word.
Those are all the questions I had. Thank you so much, Antara and Mike, for your insightful answers. We have reached the end of today's concert. However, before I let anyone go, I would like to bring back everybody, all our talented artists, and our organizer, Sharmila Paul, to say a few words to express their gratitude. Antara, yeah, you're muted.
Okay. Thank you very much, Amrita-Seattle. It was a great opportunity for Anga Kathak Academy to showcase their talent and be a part of your great cause and to support your mission. And I wish Amrita-Seattle success for all their future endeavors. And I am an ardent supporter of Amrita-Seattle. And I hope that we can be partners in the future, and we will help you out in future fundraising campaigns as well. Thank you very much.
Namaskar. My name is Apurva, and I've been learning Kathak from Antara for over 5 years now at Anga Kathak Academy. I think it's such a privilege for our academy to be performing here tonight, and I feel truly honored to be a part of this fundraising event by Amrita-Seattle.
Namaste. My name is Archana Verma, and I'm proud to represent Anga Kathak Academy as we support Amrita-Seattle in their fall fundraiser. I've been a Kathak dancer for more than 10 years now, and I'm reminded that Kathak comes from the word katha, which means story. And today, as you enjoy the evening, I hope you'll join us in supporting Amrita-Seattle in creating stories of positivity and resilience during this time of unprecedented need. Thank you.
Namaste. My name is Arya Kanadagoli, and I have been learning from Antara at the Anga Kathak Academy for about 10 years now, and I'm very proud to be a part of the Amrita-Seattle fundraiser. Thank you for having me.
My name is Nagaisha Nagajyothi, and I've been dancing with the Anga Kathak Academy for around 8 years. I'm very proud to be part of the Amrita-Seattle fundraiser, and I'm very glad to be dancing today.
Hi everyone, my name is Rishika Arun, and I'm a student of Anga Kathak Academy. I'm super proud and excited to be part of this fundraiser hosted by Amrita-Seattle. Hope you enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm Shakti Prabhakaran, and I'm 13 years old. I've been with Anga Kathak Academy for around 3 years now, and dancing Kathak is one of the highlights of my life. This is why I'm so thankful to be part of Amrita-Seattle's Live to Serve fundraising campaign.
Hello, my name is Shravani Bradker. I am a junior in high school, and I've been learning under Antara for the last 8 years through Anga Kathak Academy. It's been an honor to learn such a beautiful and magnificent art form, and even more of an honor that Amrita-Seattle has given such an opportunity through these hard times to express this art form. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Shubhamita Basu, and I'm a student of Anga Kathak Academy, where I have been learning Kathak from Antara for the last 8 years. I feel proud and honored to be able to participate in this fundraiser organized by Amrita-Seattle. Thank you.
I just wanted to thank the master of the ceremony, Asta Narula, my student, who did this at a very short notice. All my students who had participated, the video editor and parents who have supported Raji and Kalpana, who supported in the logistics part of the event. So thank you very much, and thank you very much, Amrita-Seattle, one more time.
I wanted to thank Amrita-Seattle and everyone part of the organization for bringing Taalim School out tonight. It was our great pleasure to bring you some music and also this philosophy and Guruji speaking. And on behalf of Guruji, I also want to thank everybody, and that we pledge our support to them, and we really, really believe in their strong cause, and that we hope everybody is giving their support as well. And please do follow all the donations, and follow all the rest of the events that are going on this month, and have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you, Antara. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Astha. It was true. I hope everybody has enjoyed the concert. I really have. And thank you everyone for coming out this evening. This is our second benefit concert in the series. We have one more on Sunday with a Bollywood music and concert. And please tune in for that. Thank you all again for today's support. It's been a really great evening. And we hope to see you we hope to see you on Sunday for a concert. And before I leave, I would like to say that tomorrow is the International Day of the Girl Child. And on that note, we have a webinar on menstrual health and hygiene for girls and women in rural India. And it's at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. Please, we have an incredible panel, so please join us for that and help us amplify the voices for vulnerable young girls and women who live in utmost rural India. So that we can bring them menstrual products, information, and knowledge and support. So once again, thank you so much for coming out tonight. If you have not donated to our campaign, please do so. We would be really grateful. All proceeds go towards our programs in India. And yeah, thank you so much for supporting our spirit of Live to Serve.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out and staying with us this evening and supporting Amrita-Seattle and its undying spirit of Live to Serve. We are going to close out today with a video about Amrita-Seattle's mission and their work. Once again, I encourage you all to donate and support their selfless efforts to serve vulnerable children and communities in these truly challenging times. There's no deadline to make a donation and no limit, and you can send in your gift amount right through the end now or after the concert. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope everyone stays safe and healthy. Thank you and good night.
A great river always begins somewhere. Often it starts as a tiny spring in the mountains and then joins hands with other tributaries to grow as it finally plunges into the sea. So, when people ask me why Amrita, the essential answer is that we reacted to a set of problems by focusing on what could be done. As it turned out, the idea sprang from my roots, merged with many other sources of knowledge and action to form a confluence that grew bigger than I would ever have imagined. Amrita-Seattle breaks the cycle of poverty by creating pathways for vulnerable children living in some of the most isolated rural regions of India and Nepal. Our modules of education, healthcare, and advocacy guides children from elementary to employment. We work in the island villages that are tucked deep within the Sundarbans mangrove forests in West Bengal and in remote isolated Himalayan villages in Ladakh and Nepal. We refuse to leave no children behind. In rural isolated India, due to poor infrastructure and abysmal resources, families very often have to give away one or more child to a well-off family in the cities. The child lives with a foster family and serves as a labor and is completely dependent on them. School takes a low priority and they remain as a source of cheap labor for the rest of their life, unable to become self-reliant and break the cycle of poverty.
I am Tufan Barik, a medical internee. After a few days, I will be a full-fledged physician. From my childhood, it was a dream to become a doctor, but it was challenging for me for various reasons. Amrita-Seattle helped me during my critical situation. So now I am ready to give back. Now I am proudly leading the Amrita-Seattle's rural health camp. Thank you all the members of Amrita-Seattle family.
Hello, I'm Rajyasree. I grew up in a highly dysfunctional family in West Bengal. Later, with my single working mother who had no sleep in her eyes. To support of Amrita-Seattle, I completed my school, colleges and university. Now, I am a teacher in many colleges in West Bengal. In my free time, I do work for Amrita-Seattle. Thank you, Amrita-Seattle, and all members of Amrita-Seattle for changing my life.
Our impact model drives deep into the communities we work with. We focus on the number of lives changed and relationships built versus the number of children reached. I cannot change a population of 1.3 billion, but together we can create a model solution that can be a blueprint for rural community transformation. Thank you so much for your support.